Good day everyone, I am Bea and Napagal and I am discussing about the succession management strategies in public sector organizations by Dalia Broadchilby. This research reviews the development of succession management strategies in public service organizations. The results reinforce a direct link between organization culture and leadership and the need for new human resource management initiatives to foster the systematic identification, recruitment, development, and selection of high potential candidates to improve leadership growth in the public sector. An essential employee in public sector agency unexpectedly resigns, leaving the organization with substantial gap in institutional memory, knowledge, and leader. Institutional personnel, community leaders, and stakeholders are asking critical questions. How long will it take to have a replacement? Are there internal candidates? Where can the right person be found? Why is it someone not ready for this job? Why didn't the organization plan for this occurrence? In current competitive world, organizations can survive that have planning and realistic forecasting of future challenging events no longer be entrusted to the fortune and cannot be achieved to development by trial and error and routines. An increase in environmental challenges and more value of intellectual capitals more than ever appears the necessity for continuous management and promotion of employees. These facts make succession management one of the most important topics in scientific and managerial centers of developed countries over the past 2 decades. Always appointment and appropriate staffing for managerial positions are primary tasks of human resource departments. These important tasks carry over with a deeper system, which is one of the most important in succession management. Although succession management in this most basic definition is defined as a determinant of future leaders, but in fact this planning is the same as voluntary process for certainly from continuous leadership in key positions. Maintain and develop of spiritual and scientific capitals for future and encourage of people to develop stem from macro strategy of human resource. In this systematic process, personal and professional training synthesize with strategy and make certainly that organization has readiness to fill vacant important position with the relevant staff. Filling managerial vacant is main goal of the succession management system and if organization don't. Succession management important. No longer with managerialism motto of hire from outside and promote from inside of organization. Fill key position in organizations. Evidence suggests that in 700 rich stories of utopian companies, only in 4 cases, taking the responsibility for managing has been entrusted to outside the organization. Whatever distinct the utopian companies from other companies isn't the quality of leadership, but its leadership is inconsistency of quality. Utopian companies have given more importance to training and promoting managers than other companies, and it is institutionalized their organization. Organizations that don't regarding the future fall to problems in achieving its objectives and ultimately fails. Prospective organization is an organization that seeks to succession management efforts. According to the scientists like Charles Hindi and Peter Drucker, organizations of the third millennium speaks the concepts such as knowledge managers, organization, learning, and knowledge creating. Therefore, wisdom in this era created greater ability, and managers should train not to be born in assessing the importance of succession management among the important issues that companies are faced in the next 5 years. According to the survey after financial and strategic issues, the succession management regarded as the third most important issue. Yet conducted researches on the issue of succession management and talent in organizations are very limited, and a few literatures which are available about this issue are not completely all of succession management plans. Succession management approach. There are 3 main approaches that companies use to manage succession. short-term planning or emergency replacement, long-term planning or managing talent, and combination approach. A short summary of this main approach will highlight the differences. Short-term or emergency replacement. Although not the preferred method, this is the most common succession management approach. Short-term replacement planning is focused on an urgent need caused by a sudden development within the organization. An example of which is when a talented employee unexpectedly exits the organization. Emergency succession planning can come into play anytime the organization expands in a new direction and discover the talent gaps to fill the required managerial role. Generally, human resources functionaries will try to fill the role from within the organization, but they often turn to external recruitment if not suitably trained or capable replacement can identified within the organization. Combination approach. Combination approach allows senior management to plan for the long-term growth of both the organization and employees within the organization and prepare for emergency replacement to ensure that business is not affected by knowledge loss or lack of skilled employees. The organization should therefore focus on promoting talent from within as well as growing talent from the workforce. This provides balance in terms of promoting experienced incumbents based on corporate views, policies, and plans as well as from the diverse perspectives, fresh knowledge, and drive to change from new recruits. Succession planning versus replacement planning. Historically, the organization deliberate was on replacing key employees exactly before they leave the organization. Replacing employees and not developing them was a big and common mistake by organizations. In addition, there are many problems arising from the replacing process. For example, in many cases, it is hard to find the right employee for a new vacancy in a short period of time. Furthermore, if organizations do not find the right person inside the organization, they must hire him/her from outside, and it will cost more from the organization. Through the years, organizations have realized that they can discover their future managers and leaders inside their own organizations. They also find out that using tools such as succession planning can help them confident in having their future potential needs. Comparison between succession management and replacement planning shows that although succession management focuses on organization-based forecast, replacement planning focuses on filing. Replacement planning is the traditional approach to promote people within the organization and is not associated with the development and training of leadership. Replacement planning linked to the organizational position that right now needs someone to fill in. Succession and talent management are linked to potential and developing this potential for preparation of qualified candidates. For future responsibilities, on the other hand, Wolf argues that replacement planning focus on risk management and is ideal for dealing with crises, while succession management planning is in direction of continuous leadership and making talent for organization, so organization survive with its planned knowledge and insight. Leadership, succession planning, and management the public sector. Succession planning and management has identified as a critical practice in public sector organization, most notably succession planning and management, has been studied in the healthcare professions, particularly in the area of nursing. An essential employee in a public sector agency unexpectedly leaving organization with a substantial gap in institutional memory, knowledge, and leadership. Institutional personnel, community leaders, and stakeholders are asking critical questions. How long will it take to have a replacement? Are there internal candidates? Can the right person found? Why is someone not ready for this job? Why didn't the organization plan for this occurrence? According to the plan, growing the next generation of public sector may be the single most critical responsibility of senior public service leaders today. The natural and flow of human events, retirements, career mobility, ill health, termination, or even that requires institutional responses to the leadership gaps are all organizations inevitably face, including increasing turbulence in the public sector environment characterized by organizational restructuring, funding uncertainties, and increasing program complexity, has substantial effects on the ways public organizations respond to the leadership replacement. Other research has focused on the nature of succession planning within federal agencies, acknowledging the somewhat disjoint, often transitory nature of service at the executive levels of federal service. Survey results from 50% public sector organizations lend support to the contention that succession management has been largely absent from strategic human resource planning at the federal level. According to the survey, only 28% of government respondents had implemented or planned to implement a succession management program. Yet, at the same time, over half of all respondents, their organization did not have sufficient leaders to meet emerging changes. Even where an agency emphasized the leadership development model, only 11% of the ANPA respondents linked succession effort to the strategic plans. Only 15% of prioritized succession management effort as part of ongoing fiscal commitments. Public sector research centers on efforts using succession management as a human resource process or a strategic management strategy. Discussion and conclusions. The results of the reviewing the succession management literature indicate the importance of this issue in the survival and growth of both private and public organizations. Therefore, the importance of succession management in public and private organizations has sense. However, the competitive and turbulent environment of private organizations led to private organizations giving greater importance to succession management as mechanisms of maintain and development of human resource and key employees. In assessing the differences of succession management in private and public organizations, research results have shown that in private sector, succession management considered in strategic planning, while a few of efforts about succession in public sector linked to the strategic plans. Research results show that in public sector, neglect succession management and its planning, and in this case, public organizations don't perform as well as private organizations. The result of one of the researchers in this pointed out that cultural institution in new recruitments and retaining individuals in managerial positions faced with difficulties. However, investigations show that strengthening leadership governmental organizations depends on the ability of governmental managers. Therefore, with regard to the organizational and cultural condition of the public sector, recommended that future researchers focus on identifying managerial factors that influence the succession planning, including psychological and behavioral factors.